I'm Geoff Nemnich.
And I'm Rick Paillet.
And we're the hosts of The Last Stand. Coyote hunting is my passion.
And coyote calls are my livelihood.
And together we aim to bring you the best predator hunting tips, tricks, and tactics, right down to The Last Stand.
The Last Stand, presented by Lucky Duck Predator Calls. We are the masters of deception. Swagger Bipods. Shoot with confidence, shoot with swagger. OnX Hunt. Know where you stand. Hornady. Accurate, deadly, dependable.
Well, we're still freezing our butts off here in Wyoming. It's about time for a tailgate sandwich, isn't it, Rick?
Yep, I'm thinking so. After this stand, coyote or no coyote, we're gonna have a little meal.
I've had that peanut butter up on the dash now for a couple hours. I think it's thawed out. The honey's running in the bottle. I think we're ready.
I got some frozen ham in the back. I should have brought it up front as well, but I didn't.
We haven't killed anything in the last two stands. Wind's picked up a little bit. We got up on some tops, but we're gonna kind of drop off into a big valley. Right now, the wind just doesn't feel bad. I mean, very doable, maybe 12, 15 miles an hour, but we're gonna walk in here, drop off. It's just a big valley, you know. We're just trying to rip that sound across, you know, biggest area we can find, full of sage and pockets and all kinds of cover. They should come running. Or do we all just want to tuck in here and I'll keep the call kind of close?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I think we're all just gonna pile in there.
Yeah.
Coyotes are up on the move. Walking into the stand, it was just, we had to walk back in here about 300 yards across this big flat. We actually bumped 3 different coyotes out here. They weren't real spooked. They just kind of made their way off into this big valley that we can't quite see, so. I don't know if there's 3, maybe there's 4, who knows? Maybe we'll call one of these other coyotes back in, I don't know. But wind's dying down on us. It's only about maybe 10 to 12 mile an hour now. I'm gonna start off with some lucky pecker, and then probably get aggressive with some coyote sounds, knowing that these other coyotes are in here. Maybe, even though they know they shouldn't come, we might just get one to break. Woo!
Another one out here in front of us.
Here, come right here. Were you shooting at the one clear on the far hill?
280, 290.
Did you not ever see the close one? See that big clump of sage out there by itself? About 150 yards?
Oh, I wasn't looking there.
Hell, there was one standing right there.
No shit.
And he took off running right out through this sage right here, and he was kind of running, and you shot as he was running, and I was like, well, that don't make sense. And he ran right out here and stopped in the sage, and I shot him. Well, I'm almost wondering if we were all looking at that one and these come over the hill here.
Yeah, when I turned around after you killed that one, then that's when I saw.
Well, when I shot at the one, I didn't kill it, but.
Oh, you didn't kill that one?
That one downwind?
Yeah.
No, he was.
Oh, I couldn't really see there was enough.
No, he stopped 250. I just didn't know how much more he was. I threw up some stuff and I knew it was kind of going down the fence, and I just didn't know. I thought we got to get him stopped. Well, that was a cluster. But we got one anyway, for sure. About 180 yards. just the sage is so deceiving sometimes, you know. It don't take much. The coyote's this tall and the sage is this tall. It's just hard to see them sometimes. I'm gonna walk over here and help Rick. Rick had one that was leaving. We weren't even on the same coyote, you know. When it happens chaotic like that. As you'll see from the footage, Rick shot, I think both of our cameras were on the coyote I ended up shooting as he was cutting across here at about 150 yards. We just didn't have much to break up our outlines, and 5 of us sitting up there, just coyote kind of pegged us. Well, we're kicking off day 2 in Wyoming with Colt and Gillum of Wyoming Predator Hunts. Not much has changed except it's gotten a little colder. We actually got a little bit of fresh snow over the last maybe 4 or 5 hours. It's still spitting a little bit of flurries, but nothing bad. Wind should be really good today. Yesterday we were fighting a, maybe 15, 20 mile an hour wind, which is not crazy, but today it's supposed to be somewhere closer to that 10 mile an hour. So colder temperatures, snow on the ground, a little less wind in this country. Hey, those are some of the days that dreams are made of. So expectations are high, man. This is what coyote hunters live for. A little cold, snow on the ground, and not a lot of wind. So let's see if I'm running out of that thick shit here.
So me over here and then right down here then. I just want to make sure you can see it good so it works right.
Well, Rick's getting the call set out. I want to give you a little update on what we're doing right here. We're into our second stand of the morning. Snow's blowing a little bit, making it a little hard to see. But with the snow cover on the ground, we're actually going to probably be able to see these coyotes pretty well. But with the light amount of wind, we're dealing with maybe a 5-6 mile an hour wind. We're just kind of blanketing this area with stands. There's not a whole lot of road access, but and you can't just off-road in this country with all the rocks and sagebrush. So we're using the terrain. We're using the available 2 tracks, and we're just kind of blanketing it, meaning we're going to go about a mile and a half, set up, try to find a place to make a stand, and then kind of continue down that road, kind of working our way with that wind in our face. That's all we've done is we've came about 2 miles from where we made our first stand of the morning, and got a bunch of cattle, got a deep bottom right here, lots of thick sage, and then just lots of little pockets and stuff scattered all the way around. So hopefully this is the one that starts the day off. Yeah, he's gone. He's gonna go over here on some. Whoop! Well, we're just a couple minutes in. A coyote came hard from the right. He got right. He was coming hard to the call, but then he got right here high up on the hill and he saw us. We were trying to get the camera on. He stood here long enough to shoot, but we couldn't quite get the camera on him, and he took off. He checked up over here on the hill about 150 yards, and Colt shot him, but it's only been a couple minutes. So I just switched up a little bit of pup distress to get that coyote to stop. But like I said, we're only been on stand for 3 minutes now. I'm gonna kick back into some rabbit here shortly. Well, I'm sure you were wondering what even happened, huh?
That's the bad thing about being the shotgun guy down in the sage. You got to imagine what's going on up here. But I did hear a thump, so I know there's a dead coyote.
I'm about to kill myself here. Hard charger coming right through this thick sage, but he was kind of left to the, he was up on the left slope, you know, which was kind of on the downwind part already, and he got right down in here and he checked up hard. We don't know if he caught a little whiff or saw us or something, but then he peeled out of here, and
Colton he stopped up there on that side hill up there, and Colton whacked him.
I'll take
Nice.
the team.
We thought it, man. When Colton first saw him, he was freaking coming hard through that stuff. He just needed to be down in the bottom. I think if he'd have been all the way in the bottom, he'd have come all the way, but
He just switched sides, you just freaking mad.
You just didn't want me to shoot nothing.
we stopped right here.
You're probably up here waving at him.
Well, that's what you do, remember? We've done that before. I've done that to Patterson. Coyote coming right up and you just stop him right out there about 80 yards and you rifle him, you know, while he's got a shotgun in his hand. Hell, we'd have let him lay over here very much longer. We wouldn't have been able to find him. That's a big coyote. That's a big coyote, man. Holy cow, look at the head on that thing. Dang. That's what we're after. No, that was a great job. Good patience on that coyote. You know, when he peeled out of there, I think a lot of guys panic at that point, you know. And they would have started shooting at him as he was kind of running up that hill. But the more coyotes you see, you just learn that, okay, that coyote, you could just read his body language that he was gonna stop. I hit a preset real quick, you know, too. That's why those presets are handy. I got SIG Kicking Ass 3 on a preset, so instead of trying to fumble through the folders and stuff, I can just reach down there, hit preset number 3. It kicked over, and it kind of caused him to check back up and give us one last look. Third stand of the morning, second day here in Wyoming. Just pretty phenomenal conditions right now. Kind of like coyote hunting paradise out here. Got a little bit of snow falling. We've got about maybe an inch of fresh snow that's fallen over the last couple hours. And the wind has pretty much died down to nothing. I'm going to start off this stand with some Lucky Pecker. It's one of my probably favorite prey distress sounds, especially when there's not a lot of wind. We've got Rick tucked down in a rock pile. 25 yards from the call, so visibility's pretty good. We should be able to see him cutting through this snowy sage pretty easy. Nice. Well, we gave him all the chance in the world to come down and die a little closer. That's about all you can do on those coyotes that come. You know, a lot of those coyotes will come to a point where they can see, and he just had the high ground, and I don't know, he just didn't want to commit. But I tried my hardest to try to get him to come off that hill. I didn't want to have Colton have to walk that far to go get him. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of The Last Stand. Check back soon. The next episode will be coming out. You can see how we finish out our Wyoming hunt here with Colton Gillum and Wyoming Predator Hunts.